the top 20. He's got 7 pounds on the day, and he's in 15th place.
Yeah, Fletcher's into that same area, that Stowe Creek area. We're seeing a lot of competitors, and first time we've seen all week where it looks like there's a little push of fish to the bank. Fletcher's only caught 3 fish in 2 days, but they're averaging 4 pounds each, doing what he does best, catching big bass.
Andy Montgomery is 7 pounds, 13 ounces above the Toro cut line, sitting in 11th place.
One of the best dock skippers on tour, and as you can imagine, that's how he's been catching his fish. Been going back and forth between a couple of different baits, but most of it has been on a jig. You can see he caught a nice spotted bass right here off of a cypress tree. Doesn't happen every day.
2 scoreable bass for 4 pounds 1 ounce today for Montgomery. Jacob Wheeler a little further up the score tracker. His total is 20 pounds 5 ounces, so he has a near 12-pound cushion over the cut line.
Just feel like Wheeler's biding his time. He got above that Toro cut line, sitting in good shape. Probably realized he didn't have a chance to run down Lintner, but I'm telling you, Caney Creek is built for this guy right here. He will be a handful in the knockout range.
Going to have 2 VanDams in the knockout, starting with Johnathon, who's at 21.15 for his 2-day total.
He's been in an area up in the back of one of the bayous. It's kind of the last little deep water area before it really gets shallow and kind of turns into swamp. He's been using a little swim bait on a spinning rod and some light line, using his forward-facing sonar, finding these fish that are chasing shad around some of these trees and brush piles out in that little bit deeper water, about 8 to 10 feet.
1 spot ahead of JVD is Jeff Sprague. Is this going to be 20 knockout rounds in 24 events for Sprague, Marty?
Oh, absolutely. I think if he didn't catch a fish, it would have been that. He made a nice little run there to close out this period. He's caught 3 fish in the last 15, 20 minutes on a bladed jig, just like we're seeing here. Don't know if he's got enough time to run down Lintner, but he is going ahead and serving notice. 20 knockout rounds. Only angle to make more, Wheeler.
1 spot ahead of Sprague is the Hall of Famer Kevin VanDam. He's caught 3 for 9 pounds 8 ounces, and his 2-day total is 22.12.
Kevin is way up above his nephew, way up in the swamp. Some little bit deeper water that he found up there, not as deep as where Johnathon is though. But he's been throwing a crankbait around up there, said it's just too flat. He thought he was going to catch him on a jerk bait, but just too flat as far as the wind goes for that. He's been catching them on a small crankbait.
Just as he did 2 days ago, Keith Poche got off to a slow start, but he has found the right spots, found the right pattern, and he is at 8.14. He's caught 4 scoreable bass for the day and in 4th place.
Well, hats off to Poche at this event. This whole event could have got away from him pretty early. He started way up the river. It never worked out. First day of competition, he moved down to the lower lake, started catching fish around boat docks and cypress tree. Today, the trends continues. Poche heading another knockout round.
David Dudley caught 2 in the first 30 minutes. He added another one in period number 2. 26 pounds 12 ounces for Dudley, 18 pounds above the Toro cut line.
Caught 2 good ones in the first period, and one of them is this one, snagged in the tail. I'm sure the fish swiped at the bait, didn't get it, but his morning was going right. He had 2 fish for over 8 pounds in the first period right off the bat. What a way to get the day started. He's picked up a shad wrap, added a couple of more. Dudley's day is going very well.
He is just under 15 pounds off the lead. Bradley Roy is closer. He's 11.6 behind Jared Lintner.
Got that lead down to 6.12. He was making the milkman sweat a little bit. The common theme for Roy and Lintner, straight tail worm. Roy's back there in that Stowe Creek area, having the best day of anybody so far. 4 for 13, 15. Needs a couple more bites if he really wants to close this thing in. Probably going to run out of time, but it's still doable for Roy.
He's got a lot of ground to make up. Jared Lintner extended his lead in that period. He caught only 1. Did Lintner? Beg your pardon, he caught 2 in that period. His last one was a 1:11, and so he is 2.5 hours away from skipping the knockout round, JT, and going straight to the championship.
It certainly looks like Jared and his mustache will be moving on straight to that championship round. He's been catching all these fish on his Bubba shot. It's basically a heavy-duty drop shot. He's super accurate, pitching it in and around those boat docks, finding little hard spots on the bottom. He's using an Aaron's Madness Robo Worms, little straight tail worm, a Trocar 3-aught flipping hook. Got him at the top of the score tracker.